Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Avengers Puff Adder Build-A-Figure Wave. This is the Build-A-Figure himself, Puff Adder, and I have all the figures in the wave behind him to kind of go through that. Before I get into it, I do a ranking usually not including the Build-A-Figure anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and rank this wave. Number 1, Captain America. Number 2, Iron Man. Number 3, I'm going to go Baron Von Strucker. Number 4, Molecule Man. Number 5, Wonder Man. Number 6, Yelena Belova. Number 7, Orb. You guys let me know down in the comments below how would you rank this wave. Build-A-Figure doesn't count. It's a repaint of Caliban, I think, or Space Venom, probably Caliban, so nothing really new here except his head sculpt is going to be new, so I'm not even going to include that, but I will show all the Serpent Society figures that we have together. Yes, I'm going to include Constrictor, even though he's not technically a part of the team from the comics, but my understanding is in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero, the animated series, he was a part of the Serpent Society in that show. But again, you guys let me know how you think or how you feel about the wave. I think is actually a very solid wave. Iron Man and Captain America are pretty damn awesome, but that Captain America figure is really damn good despite its ab articulation flaw. Go check out Unparalleled Universe's review. He did some modifications to it and gives it a lot more range. But let's go ahead and build Puff Adder. So we'll start with the torso. We'll grab one of the legs. Looks like the right leg there. We're going to port that in. So bam, you can see he's already a pretty tall one. Let's get the other leg in there. I got the leg. Okay, yep. Puff Adder, he's a big one. He's a big one. So here we got the left arm like so. We get the right arm like so. And now for the head. Pop it on, and here we have Puff Adder. So let's get in for a closer look. Okay, so here is our up close look at the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure, and so a couple of things that kind of strike out to me. He's very, very glossy. You can see the light shining off of certain parts of the figure. Now the torso and these upper thigh pieces, those are a harder plastic. That's the ABS plastic. The softer plastic is going to be the PVC. Don't quote me on that. I think that's what it is. So naturally, of course, some of these harder pieces, you know, are going to be a little bit shinier. That's always really been the case. But even still, in some of these soft parts, it still looks pretty shiny, like this bluish color there. I know the green, they really try to give it a matte look to it, but it's still it's quite off compared to like the head sculpt. So if you look at like the snake cowl the Puff Adder has, the green doesn't quite match, and it throws it off a little bit in my opinion. It's not terrible, but it does just ever so slightly. I got some weird little like scratch there on mine. It's not terrible, but it is noticeable when I look at it. I'm sure that's not going to be typical for everyone's. Just wanted to point that out. But the design, it looks pretty good. The thing about this sculpt is it's not a super smooth sculpt. So like, you know, he's got veins and stuff in certain areas. So like where the green is painted, it just looks a little caked on or soft, or not soft. I don't know, something about it. It's just kind of weird, but a lot of it is because of like the mold and just how like not smooth the mold is. Not like it's like wrinkly or rough or anything, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. Maybe, you know, having it in hand is just something that notice a little bit more, and I really only notice it here at the calves, the shins. Looking at the back of the leg, get some paint in there. Nothing going on in the torso or the legs or anything, just at the back of the boots there. But yeah, pretty good. He does have interchangeable hands though, so that is cool. So we get fists normally that come on the arms already, and then we have these open hands here, and the left hand has the standard horizontal hinge, but the right actually has a vertical hinge, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, there is Puff Adder, and let's get in for a closer look at the head sculpt. Looks pretty good. It looks like there's a nice little wash in there, which is nice. The eyes are just pupil, but it looks to be sculpted really nicely. The snake part, you just get white for the heads, but again, it's just this light matte lime green color. But that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. Okay, so Puff Adder, the head is on a disc hinge, so he can look down all the way, which is great. Looking up, he can look up all the way. Not too shabby. You get a full rotation in the head depending on where that ball joint is. Hold on. So the hinge is very, very, very stiff on mine, like a lot. You can do a full rotation. There's not really a whole lot going on in terms of neck pivot, a little bit. The shoulder you can get to go straight on out, which is good. Full rotation in there. Upper bicep swivel. Sadly, only a single jointed elbow, which gives you just about 90-degree bend, and it is pinned because this is an older body mold. Again, it was Caliban, and I think, was there another figure that used it? I can't remember off the top of my head. The ab crunch, you can crunch forward one click, that much there. Back goes about one click as well, so not too bad. You do have a waist swivel in there. It is very, very stiff on mine and doesn't want to turn a whole lot, so be careful with that on yours. Legs go out super far apart there in the splits. He can kick forward only that far. Doesn't really go back on the leg. You have the upper thigh cut where the leg, of course, attaches. You have a double jointed knee. It does have pins, again, old body mold, but it is the same color, at least on the legs, as compared to the elbow, where it's a blue pin in there over the green, unfortunately. But double jointed knee there. You do have a calf swivel in there, and it breaks up the paint. It looks a little funky. Foot hinges all the way down. Get hinge quite a bit up, ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So there is the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure. So now the time has come to see him with his group, his crew, the Serpent Society. Okay, so I put the Serpent Society minus Constrictor, because Constrictor, again, not technically part of the group. But here we have Madam Hydra Viper there front and center. We got Rock Python there. We got King Cobra in the back. Puff Adder all the way in the back, and I can't quite focus in on him, unfortunately. We got Cottonmouth that's over her left shoulder, and we have Eel all the way to the left. So, you know, it's all kind of out of focus because I have everything kind of spread apart here. Let's get Viper out of the way, and we have more of the traditional snake, even though Eel, I guess, isn't technically a snake, is it to say? It's a fish, right? So here we have this Serpent Society. Now Constrictor, again, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the animated series. I guess he was a part of the team, but in the comics he was like, I think he's worked with them before, but he's not actually part of the team. This is an old Hasbro figure from, I want to say the Terex Build-A-Figure. It's probably the Arnim Zola Build-A-Figure. So Constrictor can be included in there, but, you know, that's up to you if you want to, you know, include him as part of the team. But Serpent Society, when you see them all together, there's a certain magic to it. You know, having a team all together, they all have kind of a similar theme going on here, so that is really cool. Puff Adder by itself, it's like, it's not that exciting of a Build-A-Figure, to be honest with you, right? But when you have the other members of the Serpent Society, it's a big deal because, you know, they're working towards it. You know, rumor has it Diamondback is going to be a character in Captain America New World Order. So maybe we'll see a Diamondback figure. Who knows? That would be cool to get included in the Serpent Society. It looks like they are slowly, super slowly, really building the team of the Serpent Society. So I would imagine at some point we probably will get additional members of the Serpent Society. So as I kind of rearrange a little bit here, and we can get Madam Hydra back in there, or Viper, excuse me, or, well, Madam Hydra, Viper, whatever. These legs on Madam Hydra, and then we'll put Constrictor kind of adjacent. But there is our Serpent Society. So Puff Adder, it's nice to add an additional character. You know, when they have a bigger one, I don't think it would sell well as a deluxe figure, so they had to go the Build-A-Figure route. And I think that works out. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Puff Adder Build-A-Figure? Which member of the Serpent Society would you like to see Hasbro tackle next? Let me know, again, your rankings as well for the Wave. Solid Wave, in my opinion. Decent Build-A-Figure. Serpent Society looking really good together. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.